Hi everybody. Or the few people that watch my YouTube. I'm doing a really quick rant video. So be prepared to catch feelings for some of you. Um, and I wanna tell you this video, I'm gonna try and make it a lesson kind of video, and here's the lesson. Actions speak louder than words. Remember that. Actions speak louder than words. Now, I'm going to try and rant my way into prove this lesson. So, if you know me, you know on my Facebook or on a couple social medias that I am on, I at least, if not every day, at least like once a week, twice a week, post or do something or showcase trans narratives, like a story about a trans person, whether it be, a success or something political or whatever, just a story related to a trans issue. I usually post that or speak on it or anything like that. And, well, today, usually I try to always just find something good, but sometimes you just can't. Sometimes it's just a harder, darker story. Today was one of those harder, darker stories. It was a story about a trans girl murdered, and they haven't found their murderers. They are asking public for any kind of leads. If they saw, anybody leave this woman's house who they don't normally recognize or anything like that, no one's come forward. You know, that's not really the rant. Yeah, I'm gonna address it, but that's not really why I'm ranting, because I'm used to these stories. I'm used to these, you know, darker stories. I do definitely see a lot of, good stories. I see a lot of, good successes, but of course, being a trans person, you have to kind of be prepared for obviously the hardship of being trans, and with the hardship comes the realization that people don't really value your life. Not everybody's like this, but a lot of people are. A lot of people just don't value your life because you are trans. But anyways, the rant really, here's why I feel the need to rant. I posted that video and didn't get a lot of likes. Okay. And like I said, I'm used to seeing stories like this. I'm used to seeing this type of narrative for a trans person. What I'm not used to is the people that I thought supported me, that claim to support me, that have claimed in the past to support trans people slash LGBT slash, questioning gender binary, anything. They just freedom to all, equality, civil rights to all is their mantra, or whatever. PM'd me, private messaged me, to tell me that, what's with the story? Why are all your posts all kind of depressive, and this tranny's dying and that tranny's murdered and this, that, and the third. Why are you posting all this all of a sudden? Like, you're getting too much. It's too much. Like, we get it. We get that, being trans is hard. We get that, people, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and pretty much kind of asked me to stop. How do I say this? Okay. I'm sorry, but when you, in this day and age, this still happens. This kind of thing, these kinds of crimes, this treatment of people, marginalized groups, is still happening in a day and age where a fucking computer is this fucking size, where, information is shared in 3.5 seconds instantaneously, where I literally, you know, someone could have done something an hour ago in Japan you will fucking know about it in 5 minutes in California. Then, like, another fucking, like, 20 minutes to get across the country to my state in New York to find out what the fuck they did in Japan. And so on. It's that fast because of all the technology. Sorry, that was a little kind of off tangent, but my rant begins here. They called me preachy, but what really offends me isn't the murder of this trans person. Like I said, I'm used to it, you know, as most trans people are. It's the fact that these people that claim to support me would call me preachy and complained about this story, about having to post this for me and shit like that. And it's annoying. It's sad. It's kind of depressing to think that who I thought I could count on, who I thought when the cookies fall, or whatever the expression is, when the ball drops, or whatever you want to call it, or say it, or how you say it, would come back and actually be people I could count on as allies, and to be there to truly support me, not just say, oh, we're gonna care about you no matter what, but actually go out when the chance of, oh, we're gonna vote this bill in would come around, or want to take an interest in trans issues or a proactive approach to trans issues. They don't want to take the issue. They don't want to take it. They don't want to hear about it, and it saddens me. It saddens me how you can call yourself my friend or in support of me if you're just gonna act like these stories that I do post, that I do take, the time out of my life to read, which that's why I post them, because I think, you would take the time out of your life to kind of read them, swirl it around your head, get a sense of knowledge to this situation, and here you are, just annoyed with it. Couldn't be bothered, asking me why am I posting it. Oh, enough is enough hearing about this. Well, it's not change. I know that there are famous trans people out there. I know. Look, Vern Cox, Janet Mock, Carmen Carrera, as much as I don't even want to say her name, Zoe Tur, which I don't really like to use. I'm not going to scratch Zoe Tur. Fallon Fox, like, just a bunch of other people that, Marcy Bowers is a great doctor. Just to name a few. Just to name those few. You know, they're out there doing stuff, but their successes don't necessarily mean an all end on the injustices of trans people. It doesn't mean that just because they found success, just because they're doing great, means that me, personally, am going to see benefit from it. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't be here ranting about this. I wouldn't be here it wouldn't have taken me so long to get what I have now accomplished. If that was, if it was just like that, if one person succeeded, if one trans person succeeded, all trans people succeed. No, it is great though. It does take us, even though one more trans person succeeding does take us a step closer, that's not the all end, how do I say that, all ending kind of happening or whatever, or event that, that's not the all end event. And like I said, it angers me that, it just annoys and angers and saddens me that it almost seems like for these people to get why I post these stories, to get why I'm so proactive in finding these stories and making sure that I post them to my friends and making sure that, I, keep the issues of trans people and the injustices about them alive. It seems like the only way for them is, honestly, if their only connection to this community is taken, ergo me. If my life is taken, that's the only way it almost seems like these people are going to get it. And I'm going to go ahead and admit some of these people are family. Some of these people are blood related. Some of these people I'm talking about are just, you know, the same people in one breath will state that everybody deserves civil rights, but in the same exact breath, do what I just said and tell the person who is standing up and coming out with what needs to be done, especially me being, no offense, but one of the best sources of the trans narrative experience, as well as information on trans issues. You're gonna sit there and tell me to like shut up. I'm being too preachy. Can you someone like it's we're already 10 minutes in and like really like I'm being too preachy. Well, when your life is at stake almost every day, and I'm not saying oh I'm going out whatever. Of course, yes I do. There are like I get discriminated, not like so bad, but yes, there's always at least one person every day who takes time, I guess, out of their non-important existence to try and make my existence just as non-important as theirs. And trust me, I don't attack or take that time to address everybody's you know discriminatory bigot mind. I drive myself crazy if I did. If I just and I would get nothing done during the day if I did that because you know what I mean. Like going after one means exposing me for other people to just go, oh, I know what pisses you off now. Let me more people to join in. But like it's just sad when it's people that you think are going to be there who I guess are there at the time of you coming out as trans and they're okay with it, but then when you actually start being proactive and trying to get them to join in of being proactive with you on these issues, they go, oh, you're being preachy. It's kind of like, we accept you, isn't that enough? Why do you have to want your rights too? That angers me, and I won't be silent, and I'm not preachy. I don't view myself as preachy by asking and revamping and reopening the discussion that this still happens. These injustices still happen to people like me. And again, if you're cisgendered and you have trans friends, go back to what I just said at the beginning of this episode, or not episode, but video. Actions speak louder than words. Meaning, you are a person who is trans and or like have trans friends. If you are not out there being proactive, asking your congressmen, your assemblymen, your House of Representatives, Senate, your mayor, your city hall, or anything for protections of these people that you are in support of, any support people that you're not out there and asking and you're not breaking down the doors, no offense, honey, but your support is to the breeze, it's to the birds. It's bullshit. It's not going to help. It's great that we know you won't be the one doing the bashing, but if you're not going to stop the bashers, you're not going to proactively try and end the bashing, you might as well be a bystander. You're just a bystander. You're going to watch it while it happens, but you're not going to stop it. Do you see how that's problematic? How that doesn't really help? That's the difference between supporters and allies. Allies take action. Supporters use words. Allies use both words and action. Are you an ally or are you a supporter? And now, given I understand that you can't go to every rally and you can't drop everything to just open and talk about these narratives and start a rally for these people, I understand. But, I can tell you right now how many people I saw at the gender rally in Syracuse and at the gender signing of Syracuse. I saw nobody in my friends group. I saw probably about like 20 trans people that knew about the signing, including me, and then like 5 cisgendered allies. And none of the other like trans, well, I knew a couple of the trans people at it, and I knew none of the cis allies, and nobody I knew that I told about them showed up. Um, you know, I even in today I could go out and tell percentiles of, you know, assault rates, unemployment rates, homeless rates, you know, murder rates of trans people to some of my family, and they don't care. They don't seem to want to deal with it. They don't want to listen. They don't want to just, they don't. And it's annoying. It's almost, how can you say that you truly love me? How can you say that you're supportive? How can you say any of that? How can you claim anything if you yourself are not going to go out there and be proactive? How are you going to say I'm being preachy when I'm trying to keep a discussion alive? Because in this country, in America, I'm talking, you know, in the country of the land of the free, we still have these problems happening. We still have people like me getting murdered. You know, why? Why do I have to lose my life for anybody close to me for you guys to want to take an interest? Why you know, does anybody, you know, any black person have to be racially profiled and police brutalized or whatever, be brutally beaten for you to understand racism? Why do, you know, Muslims or Buddhists or, you know, even Christians have to lose their sanctuary, you know, be attacked for their beliefs for you to understand that this kind of stuff still happens? This stuff still happens. And for you to sit there and tell me I'm being preachy because I posted some about another murdered girl for being trans, just, you're, like I said, it seems like the only way that you are going to be proactive is if I die. If you lose your only connection to the trans community. And that's that's not sad to you. That's not a wake up call. That's not something that would humble me. That story would humble me. That any story, even if it's not from America, I read and it humbles me. It makes me appreciate what I have more. And I have people, when I post these stories, instead of going, you know what, it makes me appreciate a little bit more of the privilege that I have that you don't necessarily have. Instead of getting that, I get, why are you being so preachy? Again, like I said, actions speak louder than words, people. If you are going to claim someone's pushing it in your face or throwing it in your face and being preachy, honey, we don't need your support. It's great that we have it, but you're supporting doing shit. So leave it to the breeze. That's pretty much my rant. It's already like 20 minutes. I don't really want to make it any longer. I'm so sorry for doing it. Thank you for, if you've watched it for as long as you have, thank you for watching it. Comment, subscribe, tell your friends. Like I said, we can get a debate going. I love debating. As you can see, I love talking. It's 18 minutes. But other than that, until next time, bye. Stay awesome. Be protected. Learn how to defend yourself. Stay safe.